pays dividends.
Thank you to the Columbus Blue Jackets for giving us content this week. Let's get into it with the lead. Welcome to Oilersnation Everyday with Liam Horrobin. I have taken over. New Tyler. We're in a sports closet studio with Baggedmilk.
I'm here.
And Jay.
Hi.
And Tyler. Oh, and Aaron. Sorry, Aaron.
I'm here too.
Tyler, it's obviously Friday, so Tyler is not here because Tyler works 4 days a week.
It's a day that ends in Y, so Tyler is avoiding the grind.
Avoiding the grind. I think he's golfing all weekend.
Yeah, if you see him in Canmore.
It was quite funny because you two didn't know where he was today, and you are the bosses.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it was in my memory somewhere.
Approval process
there should be an approval process. I feel like there is. I didn't approve this.
Me neither.
I wouldn't have. It's a Friday.
Yeah. You had a show to do.
You had a show to do.
Luckily,
he promised. He made a commitment.
Every day.
It's his show.
Every day with Tyler Yaremchuk. And he already takes 2 days off a week.
Every other day.
God, this guy mailed it in.
Yeah, well, at least the Columbus Blue Jackets didn't mail it in. And they gave us our AMA Travel Real trade today, Aaron, if you want to pull that one up. The Columbus Blue Jackets acquired Damon Severson from the New Jersey Devils for a third-round pick. It was a sign-and-trade, 8-year deal, $50 million for 8 years, which I think is 6.25 by my calculations.
Correct. You're already better at math than Tyler.
Yeah, big upgrades. So that's 2 years in a row the Columbus Blue Jackets have taken the #1 free agent off the board.
Who was it? Oh, Johnny.
Johnny Gaudreau last year that was 7 years, right?
So in the matter of like 4 days, Columbus has just like rebuilt their blue line to be like one of the best in the league.
Yeah, got Werenski, Severson, Provorov, and Yaremchuk as their top four.
Yeah,
and Yaremchuk is going to be good.
And they also have the 3rd overall pick this year, which they will probably now trade to upgrade in goal. Connor Hellebuck.
Is that your theory?
That's my theory. I just came up with it right now. But thinking about it, like they kind of have everything else.
They got Elvis versus Lincolns.
He had like an 857 this year.
Yeah, but they sucked this year.
But yeah, he was. I don't know. I just think if you're gonna do all of this, like Kekalainen, I think is clearly going all in. In fact, you're hiring Mike Babcock too. He is doing whatever he can to try and save his
Columbus trying to make some moves here this summer.
Yeah, I think look out for them to get a goalie. So it would be Carter Hart. I don't think they'll make another trade with Philly though.
Maybe
UC Soros or Connor Hellebuck for $6.1 million for 1 more year for Connor Hellebuck. I think it would be all. But
is he going to resign?
I don't.
You have to be a contender. Their blue line would suggest they're getting there.
If only they had been able to pull off Bedard too, this would have been the summer of Columbus.
Oh man, I was actually cheering for Columbus.
I was too.
I hear Columbus is a fine city.
Apparently, a lot of good golf there is what
Jason
people
Day
say.
Lives in Columbus
Does he really?
Columbus area. David Chappelle lives in this hilarious little town outside of Columbus.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
You could go to a Blue Jackets game and maybe see Dave Chappelle.
I just have the lines here. There's talk about Tyler and I were talking the other day about they probably need a second line centerman on that team because their first line is
Boone Jenner.
Boone Jenner will probably play on their second line, but it's Line Gaudreau, Cole Sillinger was kind of the name Tyler threw out there as well. They have Kent Johnson. There's a couple other young guys there too. But if they can go out and get a centerman this summer too, I think. Do you think they're a playoff team though?
I'm going to make a wager on Betway that they do make the playoffs because I bet you decent odds. That and Buffalo.
Yeah, there's a couple teams in the East that I think are going to step it up. Buffalo, Ottawa, maybe.
Yeah, Ottawa. Like this ownership shit in Ottawa needs to move faster because it's delaying what they could be doing right now, and because they could have been in on some things already.
Didn't someone just get shut down from that today as well? From what I saw, there was like talking, like one guy literally just walked away from it because they couldn't figure it out. I heard on the radio coming in, but I didn't. Should have probably looked into it.
Frank said it today on Daily Faceoff.
I think it's going to be a tall order for Columbus to make the playoffs. I'm looking at the Metro.
They had 59 points this year.
They had 59 points, and you're also in the division with New York, New Jersey, Carolina. Washington and Pittsburgh are in there. Could be a wild card, but they've got work to do.
Washington's going through a transition. Pittsburgh, well, let's see what Kyle Doobie can do.
He's got a super interesting job. Is he going to be the guy that has to trade Sid? Or do you just ride it out until he's old, Sid? Sid the man?
I think
can't get
Sid.
rid of him.
No, I think Sid is like Sid's going to be really good until he decides he's done.
I would buy that too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think.
Or
Right.
just better than most.
But they need a base layer to kind of bring underneath it, which they don't have.
Do you think I would imagine Dubas probably put some protection on himself there in a way, being like, you've got to let me kind of ride out.
Yeah, a
the
7-year
wave.
contract. Like Sid's gone by
Yeah.
the end of that, so he did protect himself.
So he's good there. I don't know. I don't think Columbus will make the playoffs, though. I
I
think
think they got a tall order.
it's way too difficult. And even in the Atlantic as well, like Florida gone into the playoffs as the 8th seed with 92 points. Columbus had 59 this year.
I'm
So
much
they'd
more
have to-
Yeah,
certain.
but they're a different team. You can't focus on the fact of what they did last season. It's just,
Yeah,
do you
that's
think
true.
they can make the jump? Like, is there a
Basically have
team
to-
they can jump?
Double their output
But like,
if they want a division spot.
they were tanking for Bedard.
Not originally. They were supposed to be very good this season.
Yeah, Johnny
Yeah,
wanted
but
to
they
win.
got hammered with injuries.
Yeah.
Johnny
Who were
wanted
the
to win.
goalies?
He told me he did.
Did he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's just go through it then quickly.
They'll be good- they'll
better
be
than
good.
Philly.
Well, Philly is going to suck for a long time.
Will they be better than Washington?
Yes, Washington is also going through a thing.
Pittsburgh, we don't really fully
Wild
know.
card.
I think, yeah, wild card. I think they might be better than the Islanders, though. If it depends on Sorokin with the Islanders.
That's there.
Because-
It all goes through them.
Because
through him.
Lou's not going to make any moves. Remember last summer, he literally didn't sign anybody. Like, he wasn't even signing his own players until late in the summer. They didn't make any moves. And then obviously they got Bo Horvat, who there was a tweet the other day, too, where Bo Horvat went to the Islanders with 31 goals, and he didn't even hit 40.
He had 7 with the Islanders.
Yeah.
They're an
So that was Adam
offensive
Lascaris. And so I followed it down the rabbit hole a little bit. 3 of those 7 goals came in his first 4 games with the Islanders. So he just kind of coasted through.
Because they kind of like he came and just kept doing his thing, and then they just kind of they got their teeth into him and just suppressed him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're trying to bore their fans to sleep. Like they just like want to bore the fandom out.
That's
so
what
they
Lou
can-
likes. Ever since he was in New Jersey, he loved boring hockey.
He got him a cup.
It did.
So,
Multiple.
Yeah.
It did. But it's so
But
boring.
think who was
The
on
game's
that
changed.
team?
Yeah,
though?
the game has changed so
Like
much.
they were the trap team, but they also had like firepower. It's really weird.
So how would you grade this signing by Columbus?
It's a lot of
Fantastic.
money for Severson.
Is
a
it?
lot of-
He's like long Tyson Berry, is he not?
I don't think he's.
I always wish Tyson Bear was a little longer,
Right?
So Severson had 7 goals,
younger now.
33 points this season. He had 13 less points than he did the year before in one.
It's a lot of
one
money.
more game. It is a lot of money.
Is
so-
it though? Like it's like this whole like buying those 8 years now, like with the cap being like 100 million in 3 years or whatever. Like
I guess
like,
in
it's-
that respect,
like it might be a slight overpay in year 1 and 2, but after that, it's probably more than palatable.
I think I'm just salty
Yeah.
because I wanted the Oilers to chase him a little bit.
But like, how are we gonna do it?
I
Like,
was-
we have
I
to
don't
like
know.
we have to make a significant move to be able to get a guy like that.
You need to look for sales, just like Liam did with his T-shirt from Old Navy, which why we discovered that
Yep.
both he and I have the exact same T-shirt.
I got some great shorts.
Wait a minute,
too
Old
from-
Navy makes more of like they mass produce designs.
And just for gentlemen with good taste.
I also have one with sea anchors on it, which was quite a decision I had to make.
I had one with
today.
flamingo.
What do you mean? You're
I
buddy.
have that one too.
I also have flamingo.
you're an island boy.
Yeah, I am an
Like,
island
you love
boy.
the sea.
Yep. Yeah.
You love shipping, sailing,
And fish, just in general, to be honest. I should have really.
and marmalade.
Marmalade, yeah.
And Marmite.
Sergeant Battle in the chat gave the grade in a B plus for this trade. Sorry, same with Christopher Palmer. New Jersey got
They
something.
gave him a
from-
third rounder.
they got him. I think the signing as well. Nothing.
It's interesting that the sign-in trade, it was a 3rd round pick. That's all for the extra year.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a talk when the Oilers traded for. They were trying to trade for Zach Hyman to get it 8 years. They were looking for like a 2nd or a 1st or something.
Yeah.
For all right,
F
which
that.
is outrageous. Yeah, that's
It's just they were just trying to leverage the fact that we really wanted him.
yeah. When really is an extra year, it's probably better the Oilers didn't
Well,
3
once again,
years,
salary
right?
cap going up to $1 billion in a few years, so that extra $500K ain't gonna mean shit.
Yeah, so some comparisons in the last couple of years to this deal. Hampus Lindholm last summer got when he got traded to Boston, so he got 6.5 for 8 years. Colton Parayko got 6.5 for 8 years. Travis Sanheim got the same amount for 8 years. Like, seems
Good
like
agent
a lot.
right there.
Yeah.
Good agent.
Ekholm gets paid
So he's
less.
a bargain?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It just annoys me. Granted, they have cap space and other things, but like how they just like just like that in a week, their blue line is now all good, and we've been sitting here like, just trying to manifest a blue line that we need.
Yeah, it is kind of frustrating because I
There's
saw
deals
some
to be
people,
had. You gotta, but it's like, what are you gonna move? That's the whole thing. Like, we're gonna have to move something and be upset about it.
But I want to see this 30 years of GM experience come up with some trickery. Like the Matthias Ekholm trade was a big swing, worked out great. I want another one.
Well, exactly, but
Yeah.
who are we parting with? That's the whole thing.
I mean, who's the list of who you wouldn't pardon with?
Yeah, who do you want? Who do you want this? I want Konechny. That's my guy.
Travis Konechny would be sweet.
I would love a Konechny, but what's Konechny? $5 million?
5.5, I think he was.
5.5.
Yeah, so you're gonna mix. You got some work to do. So
So how do
Yamo's gonna take care of 3.1 of that.
Yeah. Then you move out Fogle.
There you go. There's your money.
There it is. And then I
Problem
honestly-
solved.
Is it that easy?
And now we got to address our blue line still.
Do you have to address the blue line?
You like our
Right.
blue line?
No, I don't. But do you have to address it right now? Address it later.
You can wait until the deadline. You can.
Yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
depends on.
But also opportunity, like what's available, like who's willing to make deals.
And do you believe Cody Ceci will bounce back and look more like year one Cody Ceci as opposed to last year Cody
Well,
Ceci?
but the reality is Cody Ceci isn't a first pair guy on a Stanley Cup winning team.
No, I agree.
So let's just look at what a Stanley Cup winning roster is and where Cody Ceci should slot in. So like now I'm saying you have to go find a first pair right shot defenseman. So like, yeah, okay, well
Easy
that's a
enough.
guy who's worth
They
$8
don't
million
go on
bucks.
free.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can go to the deadline and kind of see what's available out there. Like no one expected Ekholm to be out there this spring, I guess, whenever it was, fall. And you managed to get him. I would just like to see, and I do believe Ken Holland will try and do something clever this summer, but I think you can get rid of Fogle and Yamo and just ride like a Clem Costin on the third line and maybe even like have a Dylan Holloway kind of go there too and just
yeah,
ride
Holloway
the
can
wave
move
with
up.
it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think. I think there's value you can get within the lineup already if you don't have a Warren Fogle.
I hate to say it as a guy who works on a daily Oilers show, but I feel like we're running it back with the same team. It'll be a deadline move next year.
That's what Ryan Rashog, like he was on, I think Stauffer show, and he was just
But
kind of
keep tuning in.
Keep coming back.
I think that they're going to be more like Elliot Friedman and Frank Seravalli have both said he thinks the Oilers are going to be aggressive regardless of their lack of cap space. And I think they are. If this is going to be one of Ken's last years as a GM, probably wants to go out on a bang. Let's get that vacuum salesman out of him. A little smooth talker.
Sell that vacuum that no one could sell, but you was able to sell.
Yep.
And then you got your photo put on the wall for selling that vacuum.
Exactly. Employee of the month, Ken Holland, vacuum salesman of the year.
Well, what if, like, in the reality, like, it still
Put it
could
on a plaque.
happen that the cap still might go up more than $1 million this year?
I personally think, this is just my own theory, that Bettman's just being Bettman.
I think so too. I don't think it'll quite go to 3, but I think we'll get closer to 3 than 1.
I agree with that
Let's
too.
call it 2.
Sure. Split the difference.
We'll put it right in the middle.
So what are you doing with that $1 million of found money?
I don't know.
How much do they have right now?
They have 5.7.
5.7, so then that gives you 6. I think you can just add Yamamoto's contract to that too. So they have 9.1 or whatever that is.
Mm.
So you have 9.1 million. You get Konechny, then knocks off 5.5. So that's 4.1, right?
Got a bridge boosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bridge
you gotta
Boosh.
get Bouchard. Holy smokes.
It's going to be an interesting summer. There's going to be people that leave that we probably don't expect.
I think so too. But
Who do you think's on that list?
Fogel would be a guy that I bet most people wouldn't expect to go. Just strictly based on dollars, not
But do you expect him to go?
not really. I think he's a popular teammate. I think he finished off the season well. So I don't expect him to go. But if he does, I wouldn't be like, oh.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a shock.
It's just strictly on dollars, not necessarily even the player.
So then, oh no, 100%. So then, who else would be on the list?
I do think they'll listen to some stuff with Jack Campbell if it comes. I might try and squeeze him into.
Wow,
things.
Captain Obvious over here.
But
I could see Broberg leaving.
I couldn't. I just think his money is too good and he's an NHL player.
I think
that's the argument for him. I think Kulak has more of a chance of going than Broberg.
I would be he's a guy where I would be
He calms him
stunned.
down in the back end of the playoffs. Broberg shits his pants if anyone comes at him.
I would be stunned if Kulak's left. He's a number. If he goes, I'll go, whoa.
I will riot if Brett Kulak leaves the city.
Yes.
You'll ride out with him? That's powerful.
You are the leader of the Brett Kulak fan club.
Well, you should get a jersey then. You got to own up to that sportscloset.ca.
It's like
Check
your
it out.
Devon Shore.
Yeah, Devon score jersey. That was
It's
a
only
big
plain
one.
boy too. Like, come on.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that covers everything on the Damon Severson trade. Brought to you by AMA Travel. Try the AMA Travel to get the best deal on your next vacation. Tyler did this, but he filled out his quiz on amatravel.ca/dream, and now he's going to Drumheller.
Just make sure that you
No, I think he's going to Seattle or something.
just make sure you have your vacation approved, unlike Tyler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Well, and watch this. BM, can I go away at the end of July?
Sure.
Thank you.
May I also go away at the end of July?
Where
Same
would you like to
time,
go?
overlapping? Oh, this is getting tricky.
Yes.
Where would you like to go?
I will be going to my homeland of England.
Approved.
Thank you.
There you go.
And also Amsterdam and
I'm going to be
Paris.
here all summer,
Me too.
Yeah.
hanging at Remax Field.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's fun. I
I would also like to go. You know what? I felt like Aaron was cheating on me last night. He was making content with the Riverhawks. I know you work there, but like, still, it hurt me.
It was kind of funny to see. I was like, oh, yeah.
You've got other friends, you know? It's like he's like with his weekend family on the other side of town.
How are the Riverhawks doing so far?
Not good.
Oh, that's
I believe they're 0-6 now.
They just need us to be there.
Yeah. We're gonna
A little
pump
support
up.
from the
any
nation box.
returnees? My boy KJ back?
Yeah, KJ's back.
I like KJ because he can bat. He's
KJ
Otani.
is in good shape.
He's Otani.
He hits bombs.
He hits bombs.
Like, it's crazy.
And he's like a fan favorite because he's also very nice to the crowd.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
kids
yeah.
love KJ.
Do they have a lot of local boys? Or are they just kind of from everywhere?
Like there's Sherwood Park, St. Albert, like Beaumont, that kind of stuff. But a bunch of guys from Arizona,
Nice.
California.
I'm excited. I love the Riverhawks. I love sitting there. Beer in the sun. The
So
best.
much fun.
I
Beer
haven't,
bats are back.
I haven't
as
been
they
since
should.
they were the prospects.
How's
so
the
it's been a
new
while.
beer?
It's Alley Cat. Shout out Alley Cat. And I love it. I've had several now.
What type of beer is it? Walk me through it. Is it an ale, a lager? I think it was dark in
believe-
color. A pale ale? What is it? Talk to
I
me.
think so. Where's my phone? Let me actually pull this up.
I cannot
Is it-
wait to get my hands on a beer bat.
Oh, they're the
Yeah.
best.
I've never had one.
Oh,
Last year, we didn't buy enough, and they just
I know.
went like crazy.
Oh man, one game
So they're
I had to
stocked
go.
up.
I had to go on a absolute. Well, I was gonna say a manhunt, a bat hunt of just like going to kiosks. And I heard there's some over here. I missed like 3 innings of me trying to procure a beer bat, but I got it.
The last time I was there, is it Montreal cheese? Is that a famous thing? Montreal cheese? Do they still do that?
Like cheese curds
yeah, I think
squeaky
that was
cheese?
it. Yeah,
Montreal smoked meat or Montreal bagels.
yeah, it
or
was neither of
unfiltered
those.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
Jay John Player specials.
Okay, Aaron, do we have those listener questions ready to rock?
Yes.
So yesterday-
we sure do.
Because I wasn't sure if we would have enough to talk about because I wasn't expecting Damon Severson to get traded today. I asked people to send in some questions brought to you by Sherwood Ford. Did you know throughout June, Sherwood Ford will be making donations to the Strathcona Community Hospital Foundation for every test drive taken by a consumer? It's very nice.
They are very community minded,
Mhm.
Sherwood Ford. I'm actually playing in the golf tournament for that charity, and I'm going to challenge Sherwood Ford to put in a team to come at me.
Is the golf tournament in Sherwood Park?
It is. It's Broadmoor.
Broadmoor Boulevard? It's not Broadmoor Boulevard.
Right on the boulevard?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
Just
I love
900-yard bar of bombs down the boulevard.
Kinda. Hole 5, I think, is right down the boulevard. Nice. My girlfriend works there,
Oh,
so you say hello.
okay.
Yeah, there you
We'll
go.
do it in September. So
Uh,
tell her to.
Jay will need a reminder.
yes. What's the first question, Aaron?
Okay, so our first listener question from Adrian Fernando is what was your favorite Oilers moment from the past season?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
Jay kind of reminded me of this
I can't
somehow.
believe it.
I cannot believe he had to remind you of this, by the way.
Well, this one, my one that I was going to say is more recent, but obviously the best one was meeting Devon Score thanks to the Germans, so that was epic.
You have a GIF now where that's a searchable one with you in it.
And when you have to type in my name to see it, not Devon Shore's name, which is very funny. But the one I was going to say was when we were at Greta and Yamamoto scored the series winner. Because it was just like the low of like what just happened with Skinner breaking his stick.
Yeah, Dano scored.
Yeah, Dano scored, and I was like, holy smokes, they're 100% going to win this. And then Yamamoto comes from absolutely nowhere to win it, and the place just went berserk. And I thought that was my favorite moment.
I've got a few.
Parties at Greta were fantastic. One on brand for me, seeing Nuge hit 100 points. Nobody saw that coming.
Nope.
So to see him hit 100 points was fantastic. Nation vacation to Vegas in January.
Yes.
Was unreal. The trips for the playoffs down to LA and Vegas for AMA travel were fantastic, though the Vegas trip was way too long.
And that's not AMA's fault. That is
that is the
fault.
NHL's fault. So, yeah, just seeing Connor hit 60.
I was there. I was right behind the net for that game in like row 10.
The
It was
best.
sick.
I went to 10 of 12 playoff games. That's outrageous.
I went to one and they were done.
I went to one.
We were all at that one, though.
That was a really cool moment. Going into, what's it called now? The
Molson House, I guess?
Yeah. Going in there and then just gradually like
3/4 of the company was
everyone
there.
was coming, and I remember Tyler said to me, he was like, who's running the company today? Because nobody.
I was doing TikTok.
Yes, Jay was doing his dance on TikTok. What was yours, Jay?
I got a few. Coming back down 3-0 in LA in game 4.
Man.
Yeah.
That was a pretty special night. Very emotional roller coaster, but very special. We were fortunate, thanks to AMA, we were there. Another one is when the Germans were in town.
That was cool.
And when they got to meet Leon Draisaitl. That was cool, but more so when the Germans in town, and we're playing San Jose of all teams, and like they like Oilers won every game that they were here for, but the San Jose game was the most like stressful one because we were just letting them dictate it. So it was when Ekholm scored that slap shot goal.
Yes.
But more specifically around that game is when they scored in overtime, how pumped the Germans were. Like they were fucking jacked when it happened. So it was fun to kind of witness and be a part of that because, you know, they travel all this way and they got to see like a pretty special experience. So
Yeah.
Also,
cool.
just an added one, our 15th anniversary party. I know that's not necessarily like an Oilers thing, but
that was a
great day.
That was a great day.
Fun.
Good vibes.
I've got a great photo of Aaron holding the Grey Cup for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was so random.
We all went to Japanese Village after as a crew. Come on.
Yeah, that was good.
Great day.
I think my favorite memory would be the Nation vacation because it was first game in Vegas there. But I had also only been working here for like 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a good first experience with the team.
Stay tuned. We're working with AMA again on more Nation vacations next year. Once the schedule gets released, we'll start we'll lock in the dates and start talking about the dates and then start working on the packages and have some.
I love it. Nation vacation. If you're watching this right now and you've never been on one, start saving up right now just so you can come because they are an absolute blast.
Yep.
In the chat, Davin said to come back in crypto was his favorite moment. Mistaken Mexican said he was row 1 against Florida and seeing when he saw McDavid and Draisaitl connect on the overtime winner. I'll be honest, I don't really remember that.
Oh, that's when that's when Connor got 60.
No, that was Arizona.
Oh,
Maybe that's what he meant.
Seeing those two connect on a game winner, just blanket statement.
So many, yeah.
There's a lot of them.
or maybe did they connect on that to both hit a milestone? Anyways.
I don't know. The San Jose one though, because that one went to overtime and Nurse won it, right? That was an epic one. We'll do a couple more, and what's the next one?
Okay, so I kind of like this one, but I mean, maybe you have to bring the salary cap into it. Maybe we don't.
Perfect.
Theoretical trade. Broberg, Borgo, a 2024 first are going out. What would be the piece you want the Oilers getting back?
Hellebuck.
I'd want like a high-end right winger.
High end or a top pairing right defenseman.
Tom Wilson. Give me Tom Wilson.
Oh, buddy, hook it to my veins.
Give me Tom Wilson for that.
I'd be all over that. Man, we would like we were already kind of brutes this past postseason. You put Tom Wilson in the mix.
Could you imagine a
look
line
out.
of like on one side's Evander Kane, Leon in the middle, Tom Wilson on the other side?
Well, you need a bigger goon than Leon, so you could just put Nugent there.
Yeah, you could.
The fearless three.
He'll
Okay.
dust you up if he needs to.
Yes.
So let me piggyback off that. We have another one here. Said, how interested in Tom Wilson would you be?
Very.
And what would a trade package for him look like?
Whatever the last guy said.
100%.
If you were, I would love. I know. I
What
don't
if you-
understand how people don't like Tom Wilson. He hits like a truck. He scores. He'll dummy you.
Yeah, he's kind of got it all, hasn't he?
He's
Yeah.
a hockey player.
He is a
Yeah.
hockey player, and maybe we just have to bring TJ Oshie too because he does that thing with him pregame, right?
Oh, I love
Wax
Oshie,
across
but
the-
he's slowing down that
and
guy.
He's expensive too. Someone made a point in the chat that I think this is connecting, but the McDavid Draisaitl overtime winner was when Bouchard scored with 4 seconds left to tie the game against
Oh, yeah.
Florida. I think because that was way early in the season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think that was what they were talking about. Maybe
Gotcha.
we'll do one more, and then we'll do the player grid.
Okay, I'm gonna do one,
Okay.
and then I have a couple Liam questions in here.
Okay.
But this one I like. What would you do with Broberg? It seems that we have our left side set with Nurse, Ekholm, Kulak. We have Bouchard on the right. The jury's still out on Cece. Do you try Broberg right or deal him for a right-handed D-man who is maybe closer to their prime?
Well, I think they tried Broberg on the right in the playoffs a few times. I don't know. Like, the thing with Broberg is I think he's an NHL player, but there's just so many people in front of him which are stopping him from getting that far.
And he needs time still. He needs
Yeah.
time, and the thing is, we don't have time. The time is now.
Yeah, so if there's a trade out there for him, I wouldn't hesitate to do it. But also, his cap is still pretty friendly for the team on a team that needs to find players like
But you
that.
have to like
but you got to find
like
the balance.
force him into the lineup though, so his cap hit's really irrelevant.
Yeah. So, what was the question? If you would trade him, what would you trade him for? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you trade him?
How many
For a
bananas would it take
right-handed
for you
D,
to trade
right side?
Broberg?
speaking of bananas, I keep thinking back to like what Holland said, where he's like, I don't have time to wait for bananas to ripe anymore.
It
Whatever.
was a shot at you.
Yes, directly. So I really think like all these prospects are in play this summer. Like he's just not going to wait around.
It's gonna
anymore.
go full
But
Pittsburgh. Just
Yeah.
empty the cupboards.
I think the only ones that won't be in play are Phil Kemp because they just signed him. Borgo.
What?
sorry,
No,
not-
why all of
not
a sudden all
Borgo.
this pipe around Phil Kemp? We've
Just
had him
'cause-
forever.
They just don't have anybody else.
Oh, it's just because he's the only guy.
He's the only
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Borgo.
And that's
Holloway.
no knock on Phil Kemp, but I'm like,
Yeah, I think it's those two. I think honestly it's probably Holloway. I guess Group because they assigned him and Phil, and not Phil.
I think Holloway's untouchable. Holloway, you gotta
Yeah.
keep.
Liam, you want to try that again?
No, I don't. I think they trade LeVar, actually. I think they'll try and find a
'Cause he's-
Costin trade.
He's not waiver exempt, is he?
No, he's not. So if he's obviously got a chance to make the team, and if he does, great. But we all kind of thought what was his name?
Samorukov.
Samorukov was going to make the team this year, and then they got Costin. I could see Holland being sneaky like that again.
Yeah, I'm not like I get the Lavoie had a decent year in the AHL, but like that's not the NHL. You know?
I agree.
And if the guy's playing in a bottom six role, is that the best spot for him anyway?
Yeah, I think he's a top 6 guy.
All right, now,
and
though.
Final questions here.
Okay.
Is HP sauce the superior steak sauce?
I love HP sauce.
Yeah, like HP sauce is elite, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't put it on steak.
I don't put it on steak either. I like dip potatoes and shit in it.
Sausage, potatoes.
Yeah.
My dad puts it on steak all the time. I never
Maybe
have
maybe on liver.
What's that
Like
keg
a shitty
sesame
steak?
sauce?
Oh, the sesame
yeah.
sauce. Like
Yeah.
steak
That's
on
not
its own, like salt and pepper, it should be good enough for steak.
Mhm.
But if you are to dip it in a sauce, it is a Sawmill steak sauce or
Yes.
Japanese
Yeah,
village.
Sawmill.
Yeah,
steak
Japanese
sauce.
Village,
I,
that sauce that you get at Japanese
Yeah,
Village.
I just smother it in garlic butter and just go from there.
yeah, that's good.
That's
but
fine.
HP sauce is delicious.
Yes.
Elite.
Okay, question number 2. I don't really eat these. Jam or cream on scones first? I feel like that's a Liam
Cream?
question.
Cream.
Different. They're cream and our cream.
If
Like
I
Devonshire cream, right?
What
yes.
would like what is cream like
It's thick.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Are we talking like whipped cream?
It's almost like a custard. Like
Yeah.
think of a custard,
Oh,
but
okay.
milkier.
All right.
Definitely not cream. I put jam on it when I go to England, but because that's just kind of how it's served to me. But when I'm here, I just use butter.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Good old butter.
It doesn't look that bad.
No, I'd eat that. There's not much I wouldn't eat.
And
Okay.
the Alberta milk border your mouths. But the best butter in the world is from Ireland or New Zealand. I'm telling you that right now. High fat content, tastes delicious as I learn more and more about butter.
Jay had Irish butter on his laptop written down because he wanted to get that as a thing going for years.
Fucking love Irish butter. You go to Ireland, just put butter on everything and it's delicious. Their butter, I don't know what it is.
What makes it Irish? Yeah.
Ireland makes it Irish.
Yeah,
Cows
just
are
butter.
in Ireland.
They just call it butter over there.
Where it comes
Yeah,
from, I
it's
guess.
just butter.
It's just butter over there.
It's like Worcestershire sauce. It's just sauce there. It's not Worcestershire.
In the city of Worcestershire,
It's the county.
county.
Worcester is the city.
Worcester, yes.
Yes. Is that
Last one for
Okay.
Liam.
Baggedmilk and
How
I are
do you
answering
think
all four.
Luton Town does an EPL?
it? How do I
Luton
think they'll
Town?
do?
Oh,
Because they just got promoted.
their stadium is so cool.
Amazing. But have you heard the story? Like they can't play in that stadium next season. They have to make $10 million or £10 million in renovations to it to get it up to Premier League standard. So they have three options.
There's no room.
I think they're going to build up. That's because they can't, because it's just in the middle of houses. If you want to look it up, it's called Kenilworth Road. When you walk up the stairs, you can literally look over people's yards. So they have to build up. That's option one is renovate. Option two is they relocate for the season. Option three is they simply do not play. They just go back down. So option three is not happening.
Those are all bad
There's
options.
so
Yes.
much money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've just built up.
they're going to
Like, what
build
do
up.
they have to increase capacity. Is
Yes,
that
it has
okay?
to increase capacity. I think it's around 10,000.
Just get
I
a
think
bunch
you
of
have to do it
cranes and just
15.
like
Yeah, just like You got to
Yeah.
get creative here.
yeah.
So how
Some
they'll
shipping
do-
containers just kind of littered everywhere.
They did that at the World Cup. They had a full stadium made out of shipping containers, and then they just
Sea
took
cans
it
are
all apart.
malleable.
Very much. Oh yeah, they bend. They got a lot of give.
Yep.
They'll do okay. They might get relegated. Is that it?
Yep. We're good on that.
Okay. What's next on the list?
What did
of
you
things
tell me to
do?
Google, by the way? Because I
Judge.
Googled Kenilworth Road.
Kenilworth.
Kenilworth.
Oh,
Road.
Kenilworth
It's
Road.
Kenil.
Or just go Luton Town Stadium.
Oh, this does look cool.
Like, look at that one entry. It's like it looks like you're like 2 feet to the right is a door to someone's house.
Oh,
And then-
yeah. I see why. Yeah. Yep. That is
That's
right in the
wicked.
middle
I
of a
don't- They should
neighborhood.
just fucking lean into that. That's so cool and historic.
I would
think it's
hate to
cool
live in
too.
that neighborhood, though.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe get free tickets.
Maybe.
There's been a lot of funny videos of like being like, oh, when Harry Kane takes a penalty at Kenilworth Road next season and he misses, and it's just like a window crashing.
Yeah.
He just, it's quite funny.
I like it.
What's the last thing, Aaron? Player grades.
UFC.
That's right. Nick Bjugstad is today, number 72. So
Nick Bjugstad's fighting at UFC 289.
I think that's all the others.
I will definitely get the
against
pay per view.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
all-
watch
It
that.
already was, but this is now just bonus.
So
He's got a
now it's,
wingspan of 12 feet
Devonshire
long.
cream, if you will.
So there's now 7 Canadians on the card. Oh no, Nick Bjugstad's
No, he's from Minnesota.
American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
So still only 6 Canadians on the card, but Nick Bjugstad will
Now
maybe
Minnesota's well
allegedly-
represented.
Yeah.
He's going to
Yes.
swat you from the other side of the octagon. Long arms, that guy.
Derek Ryan could never.
No.
So yeah, UFC returns to Canada for the first time in almost 4 years with UFC 289, Nunes versus Aldana at Vancouver's Rogers Arena tomorrow.
Wow, tomorrow already.
excited.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited.
Yeah,
Great way to spend a Saturday.
We've
Can,
been hyping it up. I'm
yeah.
excited to watch.
I think it's just cool we get to promote the UFC on this podcast, if I have to be
Yeah.
honest. I'm excited for it. I'm going to watch it. Like I said, 6 Canadians. Mike Malott has been kind of doing his world tour of the Nation Network.
He
so he's
has,
been
yeah.
on Dropping the Gloves, Leafs Morning Take. Was there one other one, or was it just the
He's
two of them?
supposed to come on Canucks, but he fights tomorrow. So
Maybe they'll see him there
I'm
because
down.
Quads in Favor are going.
he was awesome on Dropping the Gloves.
I bet.
He was a pretty cool dude.
Is that, well, you're talking to a fighter talking to a fighter, but completely different disciplines. I like
And
Both
it.
then there's
warriors.
Tim and me.
Whoa. So yeah, Nick Bjugstad is today's player card. I gave him a B+ for his regular season. 19 games for the Oilers, 4 goals, 2 assists. In the playoffs, I gave him a B minus, 3 goals in 12 games. I think with Bjugstad, I don't think he put up like obviously massive points, but he helped the Oilers penalty kill in a massive way, kind of filled holes, was able to push guys down the lineup a little bit. And we're talking about him re-signing, so I'm wanting him to be here, right? So I think he had a very positive impact. In the playoffs, we literally had a Nick Bjugstad game where he scored 2 goals, right? One of them went off whatever it was, someone's leg, I think. So overall, fair enough. I have him coming back at a 35% chance, which I still might even think is
I think that's high.
fairly
That's
high.
right.
I just wanted
Optimistic.
to have some optimism.
He's
in
going
this
to
show.
chase his bag, but he's made some good money in his day.
Yeah.
He was getting $4 million a year for a while,
Yeah.
for 6 years from Florida.
Yeah, but
Like-
what do you guys think?
Well, I'll give him so because of what my expectations were, I'm going to give him an A.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I was like, when we signed him, I'm like, why? And then we got him, I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. Give me some B-jugs.
Wasn't it his first game when he didn't lose a faceoff draw?
Yeah, he went 10 for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a start.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of interesting, but like if he's like he's got to come at a low price for us to sign him, because like anything north of that, he's just gonna go from an A to a D.
I'd love to have him back. I'd give him a B plus because again, I didn't have very high expectations of him. But then he came back, he performed well, he fit in with the group well. It's just he put up 17 goals this past season. He's gonna chase the bag. He's gonna end up on a shitty team probably for an extra $600-700 grand.
Well, this is the question: does he want to win now, or does he want to keep chasing?
And
the bag?
Wested's right there, man. We know how much he loves it. Took the family to the water park, had the best day of their lives, the kid said.
The best day of their lives.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to do with the West Edmonton Mall Water Park. Zip line. Can you can do the other thing too, right? The jumping one. What's that called?
Bungee jumping?
Bungee jumping.
Yeah.
I think it's still there. I think it's still available.
Yeah. Raves every now and then.
Oh yeah, great place for a race.
Get a super summer attractions pass, you just do everything in there.
That's true.
Mhm.
Mistaken Mexican gave
No free
Bjugstad
shoutouts.
gave Bjugstad an A. Chell Iverson B plus. Michael also an A. QF Pro said an A for the regular season, a B for the playoffs. Mark Pissick was on Sean Bell's show the other day, and so Nick Bjugstad lived in Mark Pissick's house. That's kind of why in Shore Park, I guess. And apparently, his buddies, Mark Pissick's buddies, were joking that they were going to start a GoFundMe page for the Oilers to afford Nick Bjugstad to stay next season.
I
If
wish
you want
they,
to get on board with that,
I'd
Well, it doesn't-
love to.
Yeah. Well, if that accumulated cap space, we would be leading the charge.
Oh, we would just do 50-50s dedicated to it. We would have the
Oh,
most
yeah,
cap space
we would
on
have
earth.
a $400 million salary cap.
I'd love Nick Bjugstad, but my probability of him coming back to answer the question is next to zero.
Well, it's up. If Nick's wanting money, then it is zero. But if he's wanting to say, you know what, I believe in this, I'll come back for 1.25.
give me a nice bonus. Maybe.
Yeah, Mark Pissick, give him your house.
Yes, you got free house. West Edmonton Mall Water Park, kids are happy. What more could you want?
Yeah,
Nick
Wem's got to
Bjugstad?
step up. Free
Wem's gotta
unlimited
step
water
up.
park.
Yeah, and access to the theme rooms. That'd be nice.
That'd be better than Fantasyland.
Huge.
I kind of had a. Did I ever tell you I did my 21st birthday party on the pirate ship at West Ed?
My brother got married on that ship.
It's a great
Your
experience.
21st.
21st. It was awesome. There was people who I just didn't invite. to
Well,
my
once again
birthday.
on brand, he's a
I'm
he's a sailor.
Yeah.
Loves the
Built
seas.
different.
The only thing that reminds him of home is that ship.
Yeah. I really wanted to sail at home. They wouldn't let me though. But great
There he puts
experiences.
jam on his scones on that
Yes.
ship.
My accent gets a lot thicker as well. It's
Yeah.
crazy what happens. There you go. Nick Bjugstad, player grade. Let me know what you think in the chat. Read some already, but brought to you by UFC. Coming back to Canada tomorrow night in Vancouver.
That's cool.
We'll wrap it up that way.
Mm.
NBA tonight. Champions League final tomorrow.
Who's in the final? Sorry for my ignorance.
Manchester City versus Inter Milan. So
Erling Haaland all day, baby.
So if City win, they will be the first English team to win the treble, which is to win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, and win the Champions League.
Why do you Brits call a trio or triplet a treble?
Isn't that what it is? I don't know. I
No,
just don't-
it's-
No.
A
What's it
treble
called?
for us Trekkie nerds. A treble is those little furry creatures that like took over the Star Trek ship, the Enterprise.
Isn't that I thought it was Gremlins.
No, that's a completely different. That's a movie about a cute guy Gizmo and these evil fucking anti-Gizmos.
Don't get him wet.
Goblins
Don't feed him
trying to
after
get
midnight.
Yeah, don't feed him after midnight.
Anyways.
Voiced by Howie Mandel also.
That way.
He was the voice of Gizmo.
Mhm.
I
Really?
love Gizmo.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
So if City win, they'll be the first team to accomplish that since 1999 when Manchester United did it.
Ooh.
So it is a big rivalry.
Erling Haaland.
I did
He's the
not do
Connor McDavid of soccer.
He
Football,
is.
if you will.
He is. City have favorites at minus 211.
What if
to win.
Alphonso Davies goes to Man City?
He might go to Real Madrid.
Oh, man, he's going to get paid.
Did you see that Alphonso Davies voiced Spider-Man in Germany? So in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Verse, I think it's called.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah. So there's like all these Spider-Men, and I guess in Germany, Alphonso Davies voiced one of the Spider-Men in the movie.
Wow.
I think it was just like
And he's in Edmonton right now. I love that he
Yeah.
comes back
Yeah.
home. That is fucking
Great.
cool.
It is
We're very lucky.
I am going. My bet for the weekend is the Edmonton Elks, who kick off their season. Their first ever win at Commonwealth as the Elks will come this Sunday against the Rough Riders.
Oh, I can't bet that because I got roughy roots in me.
Minus 130 on that.
I'm a watermelon head.
The
The Elks are minus 130?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm betting the Rough Riders.
Even money. I think even money at plus 110, something like that. For the Riders. The Elks have never won a game as the Elks at Commonwealth. 3 years. I remember my dad and I went, we go every time, and it's like, they'll do it this time. Never happened.
We did a U of A football game last year at Commonwealth, and I was hoping to get a W. Boys blew it in the fourth quarter. There hasn't been a win there in a while.
Yes.
Team Canada. Soccer.
That's true. I was there for that. The Mexico game. Now that was epic. Baggedmilk.
Good scrap last weekend at Luke Combs.
A couple, I
know?
heard.
Victorious. Tonight I'm gonna do a little baseball bet, Liam.
Okay.
Blue Jays to score. This is the pre-built bets, by the way, on Betway. Blue Jays to score first, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to record 2+ bases. A tasty little plus 333.
Is Ohtani playing tonight? That's where my money's going. They played the Cubs last night. They still playing the Cubs.
Yeah, they're playing the Mariners today
Mariners today.
at Angel Stadium.
He's got to be close to pitching again.
Who did the Jays play, you said?
They play the Twins.
I'm going to do a Jays Angels parlay ski.
What do you think of Alek Manoah?
I think
I feel
he
sad
needs
for
to-
him.
No, he just needs to go and regroup.
He's broken.
It's just like he doesn't have any confidence in his stuff. So I hope he just works it out because he's a hell of a pitcher.
Exactly.
There was a stat. I'm saying it a little bit wrong, but outside of Manoah, the other 4 starts for the Blue Jays combined have an ERA of like 1.95 at Rogers Place. Or what's it called? Rogers Center?
Yeah, Roger Center.
This
Skydome.
season. Skydome, yes. So
Always be Skydome.
Alek Manoah, got to figure it out.
He'll
There
get
you
there.
go.
My bet tonight is the Denver Nuggets minus 3.5.
It's done.
They're just
Yeah.
so much better than the Heat. They're way bigger. They just bully them. And go Jamal Murray, Canadian.
Tyler got me into betting on first quarter points. It's fun.
Yeah.
You're sweating it out right till the end.
Doing a first basket parlay like in the regular season, you're so dialed in for those first 24 seconds.
Degenerate.
Yes.
You are
Just
just
do
in
10
the
and
weeds.
watch every game, the first one of every game. That'll be fun.
I love it.
There you go. Betway 19 plus. Please bet responsibly. I think that's the wrap on the show. I have nothing else unless you guys have anything. The tight 30 minutes went out the window.
Well, I knew that. The minute Baggedmilk and I joined, I knew that was not going to happen.
You know what I need? Let's wrap it up with this.
Okay.
Let's get the cup finals over so silly season can officially begin in a real way.
I had a thought today. Can Vegas and Florida the only teams in the NHL that can't make a trade right now?
They can make, I asked Frank about this actually. They can make a trade, but if they did, said player could not play for them.
Of course, yes.
So it would be like,
but they could have
silly,
they
yeah.
could
Yeah.
have hypothetically made
they could.
Severson trade today. if
Sure.
they wanted to. Interesting. I never really thought about it because the season's just going. I assumed it opened when
The season ended for me about 6 weeks ago, or whenever that was.
Me
So
too. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the rumors to come.
So they have
Let's
it.
go.
Along with the season, the show will now be ending, Aaron. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Shout out Sports Closet, Sherwood Ford, Betway, and UFC 289. Check it out tomorrow. Pay-per-view. There you go. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Liam.